What's up, y'all? Fame Rothstein Sports Investing Show. Today's still Monday, April 13th, 2020. It's a little warmer, but still windy here in the Republic of Cincinnati, aka the Queen City. And again, there's no sports betting information on this video, same as the one I did earlier. But I had to come back. I had to come back and do this video because I just read something and it blew my mother flipping mind. You see what the video is about? Yes, it's about Tiger King. You know that Netflix documentary that's took over the country for about 2, 3 good weeks. Now, if you haven't seen it by now, that's your problem. Because I've done 2 videos on it. One has spoilers, one doesn't. I don't mean to say that's your problem and be smug. Pardon me on that, but I can't let this one go because this one does have spoilers in it. So if you haven't seen it yet, you might not want to watch this video if you plan to see it soon. But for those of you who have, here we go. It's a new conspiracy theory. I tend to believe some conspiracy theories. I know they try to say something in general about people who believe conspiracy theories. There's something unsavory or whatever about us. But there's some of them that make sense. For one, sports fans, Patrick Ewing, David Stern, the frozen envelope, 1985 NBA draft lottery. New York Knicks David Stern makes sure they get the first pick. Why? Because it's almost certainly going to be Patrick Ewing, and David Stern, the commissioner, wants a star in the NBA's biggest market because the Knicks didn't have one. They had a young hotshot coach, Rick Pitino, but they didn't have a star player, or they were going to bring in Rick Pitino, I believe, but they needed a star player because David Stern likes stars. When he took over the NBA, he was the one that the game of the week was, Michael Jordan and the Bulls versus Clyde Drexler and the Trailblazers. That type of marketing. It used to be just, Lakers versus Pistons or whatever. But then, he started putting the stars out front. There's also a rumor, and David Stern has since passed away, so rest in peace to that man. Okay? But there's also a rumor that he told Bart Giamatti, the baseball commissioner at the time where Pete Rose was going through his gambling thing, suspension or whatever is about to be suspended. There's also a rumor that David Stern told him, you don't discipline superstars. Not publicly. You don't publicly discipline superstars. So he was against, making it public that Rose was being banned. And, there's still that rumor that Michael Jordan was never really retired for those 65 games or whatever. He was actually suspended, for the gambling stuff, when he came back from retirement that first time with the Bulls during the right after the first three-peat. So I don't know. Another conspiracy theory I believe in is Cal Ripken. He had the baseball streak of consecutive games played, and there's a rumor, again, this is all a rumor, conspiracy theory, that the streak was supposed to be stopped well before he actually broke the record, Lou Gehrig's consecutive game streak. A certain Hollywood actor, I'm not going to say his name, and Cal's wife had but rumored that Cal left for the ballpark. The actor either came back or whatever, or stayed there for some reason. And Cal came back because he forgot something and caught them in the bed. Cal was so incensed, he called the Royals management, told them, or not Royals, the Orioles management told him he wasn't going to play tonight, blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop. And allegedly, the Baltimore Orioles, came up with some ordeal about the lights not being able to operate, so therefore the game could not be played that night. I don't know. Like I said, there's some conspiracy theories I believe. The conspiracy theory about the man on the moon, I don't necessarily believe that. I believe that we actually did go up there, but Who knows? But here's one, and before I get into it, here's one I believe. But before I get into it, I need you all to hit that like and subscribe button right now, because this is really a sports betting show. So if you're really a sports bettor, sports wagerer, sports investor, you'll like this show because we kick ass. All right. But here's a conspiracy theory that I read today, and it kind of just jarred me, and I kind of believe it. And it's about Tiger King. Let me give props to the person who came up with the tweet. Her name is Haley Herzog. Her at name is Hales, Hales. Hers, Herz, might be Herzog, but Hales Hers, okay? That's her Twitter name. It might be, like I said, it might be an OG on the end of her ad name. And I got it off of Barstool Sports' page. I follow them. Like I said, I'm not a hater. I know they're the industry leader. I can't compete with them, but I don't, go by their picks. I make my own because I release my picks at 7, 8 in the morning, well before anybody else does. So can't nobody say I stole my picks. But nonetheless, regarding Tiger King, Miss Herzog has said that her conspiracy theory, and she, wrote it up very lovely, very nice, that Jeff Lowe, the scummiest person in the whole damn documentary that everybody pretty much agrees about, is actually Carol Baskin's first husband. Now, she had some artwork and some pictures and basically showed that, that he would, this is what her first husband would look like in an age progression. I don't know. It did kind of, you can kind of see it. I don't know if she did any, photoshopping or anything with it, but her theory is that he's actually her first husband because he's got a history of abusing women, and she said that her first husband beat her up or whatever, and he was the one that killed her husband that got her millions. The Don Lewis guy or whatever his name, he was going to leave her for a little Spanish fly, a little woman from Costa Rica. He was going to leave Carol for that. So she called him. They somehow made the marriage disappear. Back in the day, it was a lot easier. It was easier to do that kind of thing. There was no internet, anything like that. You could make some paperwork disappear like that. That's probably why I'm so fascinated with shows like Boardwalk Empire and, those old time mafia movies, because, organized crime was a lot easier back then. I'm fascinated at their ingenuity in doing it. And so they basically made the marriage, disappear. She tells him, like, look, I need you all to kill my husband. He's going to leave me. I'll give you some of the money that I'll inherit. And that Jeff Lowe comes back. He does that, gets rid of the guy. She gives him some money. Jeff, he recruits his buddy, Alan, the guy with the guy that was Jeff's friend, recruits him to kill him, dispose of the body, wherever, maybe fed him to the tigers, wherever. Carol doesn't necessarily know where the body went, so the theory is she's not lying about that, but she knows he's dead. She knows how he got killed. She knows that he was killed and who did it. She doesn't know where the body is, though, is what I should say. So Jeff takes the money. He goes away. Kind of starts doing his own thing. And he also recruited the heavy set guy who rode the water scooter, not the water scooter, the sea boat, the sea doo in the movie. In that famous scene everybody likes, he rode that, and that's how they're able to get into drug dealing and all that. They had a lot of seed money to start up with, and that Jeff Lowe, we're talking about here, he was recruited by Carol to come ruin the Tiger King. What's his name? Joe Exotic. He was been a problem for them and was going to expose everything about her killing her husband. So she was able to recruit Jeff and say, look, this guy's he's going to expose us. You need to help get rid of him. So she takes his, so Jeff Lowe comes in and basically sets him up in a plot against her. And now everybody gets to walk because Joe's gone. And, she, like I said, if I could, if I knew how, I would post the write up on here. I'm just giving you a brief synopsis of it, but it seems to make sense, especially when you add those before and after pictures of who might be Jeff Lowe back when he was younger. I don't know. It might just be some BS, a young lady with too much time on her hands. I don't know. But I know what she's saying makes total sense. Because these are some shady ass people. I wouldn't put nothing past nobody in this documentary. There was video coming out of Joe Exotic, saying, why can't he use the N-word? Truth be told, the whole time when I'm watching that, I'm thinking, there's no way that nobody in these, you have a hillbilly out, a hill jack from Oklahoma, and all these people from the South, and, 7-episode documentary, 7 hours worth of documentary, and nobody has dropped a racial slur. I don't see that. I'm sorry. I'm not stereotyping anybody. I'm just saying. Then that video came out of him. So like I said, I don't put nothing past anybody in that video because everybody's slimy. Everybody. The Doc Antle, Carol, she's trying to give you those tears. I haven't done anything. No, you just look shady, lady. So it's very interesting. You might want to check it out if you're on Twitter. If not, I'm sure it'll pop up in the next couple of days, or you can Google it. Trust me, it'll pop up somewhere online, but I just saw it today and my mind was blown. All right? But that's all I got. Hey, don't forget, like and subscribe to the videos. Let me know what you think of this conspiracy theory that Jeff Lowe is actually Carol's first husband. And he came back to help her get rid of Joe Exotic, just like he came back to help her get rid of her husband who gave her the money. He's her true first love. He's probably, I don't know. I doubt he's still, getting it in with her because, he's got some young hotties with him. But, his age was never really revealed, but you could tell he's older because his whole goatee is, white, not even any pepper in it. It's all salt at this point. And he keeps a thin mustache portion of his goatee just like her first husband wore. That's what's so eerie about it. Like the facial hair kind of matches up a little bit. I've always wore my goatee, beard, whatever. I've always wore it nice and full. I've never had the thin mustache. People who wear those always wear them. Okay? So, like I said, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the conspiracy theory. And the young lady on Twitter, Hales Herzog, if you're already on Twitter, go ahead and follow her. Like I said, I don't hate. I tell you, follow people. I don't care. There's no hate with me. I support, just like I want you to love my show, love what I do, I'm going to do the same for them. Show them love, all right? So, like and subscribe, and we'll be back, like I said, same schedule next week. Monday, we'll talk about the Bulls. Thursday, 8 a.m., we're doing the draft, the NFL draft, all right? So there you have it. Everybody take care, and I'll be back at you soon. Unless something else happens that blows my mind, I'll be back at you next Monday. But until then, peace.